Good evening. This Cowdemic, which has so far killed 2 walkers in the past fortnight, is the greatest crisis our nation has faced since Gordon Brown was Chancellor. I have spent the last week in discussions with scientists, advisors, and butchers to understand the severity, and so tonight I want to update you on the steps we are taking to fight this crisis and what you can do to help. I want to begin by reminding everyone of why we have to be concerned about the Cowdemic. I've heard lots of people comment that I'm flogging a dead horse or not taking this seriously enough. The latest figures published this week on the BBC website show that there have been a total of 142 cow-related injuries from cow attacks in all settings, of which 65 non-fatal injuries have occurred to members of the public, many of whom have suffered what is called long COVID, a serious condition whereby the victim suffers long-term effects such as concussion or broken bones, often for months after the attack. And sadly, in the last fortnight, there have tragically been 2 deaths, taking the total death count to 22. These cases are happening all across the country, with cow attacks reported in Edinburgh, Lake District and the South West. It is now estimated that the moo rate is someplace between 1.2 and 17, and recent science has shown that any single person is likely to be no more than 5 metres from a cow at any one time. I do not believe the recent pseudoscience on herd immunity, which is why we need to take this so seriously. Next slide, please. This chart outlines the severity of the crisis. If deaths continue to rise exponentially, we could be seeing 100,000 deaths per day by the end of October. I should add, this is not a prediction, but lots of dots on a graph to show a very scary scenario and to justify the measures I'm about to announce tonight to bash this curve. First, a reminder of what we have already implemented. Bash the curve, the measures you, the public, have been taking to help, and we are re-emphasising them all with a few simple changes. Burgers. Do not tell the cows you have eaten one of their family. Case studies have shown this makes them very sad and more prone to attacking. And if you have eaten a burger or a steak in the last 48 hours, you must stay in bed for 6 1/4 days. There will be a £200 fine should you not do so. Avoid fields or any areas where cows may be present. Because cows can be very stealthy, it is not always possible to know where a cow will be at any one time. And as I announced yesterday, no more than one house may walk past a field from 1927 hours on a Thursday unless they are having a work discussion. Shield our vulnerable and our elderly. Whilst none of us have herd immunity and are all vulnerable, science has shown that the elderly are more disproportionately impacted by the effects of a cow attack. We're asking everyone to install a cattle grid at their back door from next Tuesday. Front doors are, however, exempt. And do not let a cow into a care home or the home of an elderly person and risk it killing Granny. Helmet. Wear a cow helmet every time you're in public. A cow helmet similar to this acts to protect your head from a cow attack, whilst the unicorn on it repels cows. A cow helmet should be worn on all forms of transport, in shops and in bars and restaurants, with the exception of those serving curly fries. Wearing a cow helmet protects other people as well as you and should be second nature, like wearing a seatbelt. I am in fact wearing my cow helmet just now while I address you, and I barely know I am wearing it. Despite the massive efforts made by the public and by abattoirs everywhere, there are signs that measures we have been taking do not go far enough, and it is with great regret that tonight I have to announce further measures to fight this Cowdemic. Next slide, please. Firstly, with immediate effect, I am placing Cowdenbeath into local lockdown. This is necessary as Cowdenbeath contains the word cow in its name. If you're living in Cowdenbeath, I am telling you not to leave the house except for the following very limited reasons. To exercise once per day for no more or no less than 47 minutes, or to buy pasta. Next, science has shown us that anyone with the letters C, O or W in any part of their name are more vulnerable to cow attacks. We are therefore asking those people to shield from 4:47 p.m. every day except for Tuesdays. I have given local farmers the powers to check these measures are being enforced. To clarify, if you have any of the letters cow in any part of your name, such as Andrew, Carrie, or William, then you must shield. Lastly, white socks. From Friday, it will be illegal to wear white socks with black shoes. I must add here that there is no current correlation with white socks, black shoes and cow attacks. However, my scientist hates the look and I don't want to argue with a scientist. I appreciate these measures are going to be difficult for all of us, and this is a very uncertain time. However, with all your help, we can bash the curve and get back to something resembling a new normal. To recap, bash the curve, protect the health service, protect your loved ones. If you're in Cowdenbeath, you must stay indoors. If you're not from Cowdenbeath, do not go into Cowdenbeath, although I don't know why you would want to anyway. If you have cow in any part of your name, you must shield, and white socks with black shoes are now illegal. Stay safe, and if we all do our part, we can fight this cowdemic together. Thank you, and good night.